Selina and Ritesh, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Now, Selena, let's start with you. You're the writer as well as the co-star, and your husband is the director as well. It says it's partially based on a true story. So, why
Yeah.
don't you explain that statement?
Sure. So, basically, my husband and I went on a trip to Las Vegas shortly after we had our son, and it was one of the first trips we had taken without our son. And we went out one night, and I got hit on by this very beautiful woman at a club, and I realized that I was kind of curious about her, and my husband was right there, and she really wanted to kiss me. And so I asked my husband, like, is that okay? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, okay, well, that was fast. So we shared this beautiful kiss. And then she was like, I would really love to see you later. Can I grab your phone number? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And so I checked in with my husband and he was like, yeah, give her your phone number. And um, this basically spurted like a 48-hour conversation where me and my husband kind of broke down like what's on the table, what's not on the table, what's allowed, what would feel safe. Like, but it also actually spurted something in me, which was like, oh, I think I'm like genuinely attracted to this woman. And so, like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? And so we kind of were tackling all these things as we were like desperately waiting for this text that, by the way, never arrived. So he never texted me. but but by the time we left Vegas, we were already outlining the script for this movie.
Oh, interesting. Ritesh, talk a little bit about your character in the film, and talk about his perspective on how things unfold with this concept of the threesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash is sort of this down and out sort of businessman and obviously trying to be a committed father and husband. And I think for him, the journey for him is trying to find his own sort of role in his relationship. And I think larger for himself being this sort of half pseudo cannabis business investor who he doesn't really succeed and he's failing his wife and he's not quite failing his son, but he wants to be there more present. And, it was really a journey of Ash sort of building his own individual confidence and at the same time reigniting the excitement in his relationship with Max. It was, I think, twofold for him. And obviously the threesome is a really fun and spicy way to sort of introduce those problems, but at the same time, I think it makes the characters really face their demons, right? And sort of the miscommunications that they have and the unsaid things that go on within a relationship or how your partner changes over time and the dynamics that change over time and him dealing with all of that. I think that was kind of the crux for him from point A to point B.
Hmm. Now, for each of you, was there a scene that was the most interesting for you to do? And if so, why?
For me, the most interesting scene was actually the last scene of the movie, which was actually a reshoot. So, which is really interesting because we had finished the movie and we thought we had a good movie, but we felt like there was something really missing. And so we actually sat back down and we were like, we think the ending needs to be stronger. And we started to like really break down like what is it about this ending that needs to change. And when we actually went into that reshoot and we shot the ending, I think that's like to me, yeah, it was so like honest and authentic to my marriage, to what I think relationships look like, to what it means to be in a committed partnership. And it's been so exciting to see because everyone who has seen this movie has like quoted the end of the movie to me and been like, this line at the end of the movie, this line at the end of the movie. And like, so people are really catching on to like what that full circle moment means. So that, yeah, that was like my full heart was in that moment.
For me, and not to be cliche, it was probably the threesome. Or yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I think it was more of the idea of expecting a certain feeling. I think every guy dreams about a threesome maybe once in their life and has an expectation of what it could or it could not be. And being in that moment, you sort of, both as an actor and as a character, I'm like, oh, what I was feeling was not what I expected. And I kind of just ran with it. And we spoke about that, Selena, I and Dan, and I don't want to, give away too much, but it was that moment that I kind of really understood, like, oh, this is what it means to be in a relationship for X amount of years with the spouse, and maybe this is what he would feel like, or maybe this is what other people feel like. It was just a different take. And I think just peeling back the layers on the character it gave me a deeper understanding, which I really appreciated.
Okay, so now you both have spent all of this time on a film about threesomes. Where do you come down on the issue? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a mixed thing for a relationship?
I mean, I think it's super complicated. And I think that's part of what the movie explores. But I don't think that the movie's actually about a threesome. I think the movie's actually about the dynamics of a long-term relationship. And I think that the threesome can feel like it's a band-aid that will help resolve because all of a sudden there's something to be excited about together. But the reality is the stuff that needs to get resolved goes so much deeper and needs to be addressed before there can be a successful threesome. But as far as where I stand with it, I think it's like totally an option and a choice for people who feel like they're in really good standing in their relationship. I just think that you have to feel so safe in your relationship dynamic to do something like that. And even then, I'm sure it's complicated. So I haven't experienced it yet.
Still waiting for the text.
I'm still waiting for that text.
I don't know if I should answer the question if my fiance is roaming around. No, to each their own, you got to do what you got to do as long as everyone is safe and knows what's going on. As Selena said, I do think, if a threesome is something that you're using in your own personal relationship, I'm sure you know what the consequences of that would be, both positive and negative. But like Selena said, it's about building the confidence in your own sort of relationship with your partner and making sure that the two of you are at a great place and that you're communicating all the right things to each other and you're there to support each other, which I think the movie really is about the ebbs and flow about, how these two individuals navigate their love and their long-term relationship over a period of time.
Mm. Well, on that note, Selena and Ritesh, thank you so much for joining us today on the You Interview channel. We hope everyone gets a chance to see You, Me, Her on Valentine's Day, of course, when it's in theaters. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.